Hi group, it's DJ. So today, our class is going to be focused on stress relief, um, because it is COVID time, and there's something that's been referred to as, this is kind of bright. Okay, there we go, natural light. Something that's been referred to as COVID fatigue, and a lot of people are feeling stressed, staying at home so much, and trying to figure out things to do that you can do that still, keeps you safe, keeps your family safe. And so I'm going to read something, and then for the first part of the class, and kind of go over some coping mechanisms that might help during this time. And, if you do them, let me know, because a lot of them could count towards your goal if you have an exercise goal, or even if it's like a eating healthy goal, or things like that, or just a studying in general, how you keep your mind busy, like if you do something on your own for like a D&B class or something like that. And, you just kind of want to, but you use it as something to kind of get your mind off of, being kind of in lockdown, being, where we are. And I know we've gone over this kind of before, but the longer everything persists, the more we need to make sure that we're using as many resources as we can. And so I got a letter from people at the administration, and it went out to all staff. This went out earlier this month, and it's from the Vistability COVID-19 Task Force. Now they sent this out for us as staff, but I think that it applies to everyone right now, and it's important for us to really work together to make sure that we're all in good spirits and ready to get back when it's time to get back. So I'm going to read over what they wrote, and it's just coping with stress resources, basically coping with COVID. I know the SCDD has been doing different classes on this. I've been part of some of them, just trying to make sure that people are, because people are concerned about work. People are concerned about when we go back. People are concerned about their families. They're concerned about lots of things. But, a lot of people want to get back to normal. But I think, us jumping the gun and trying to get back to normal too fast is kind of what's keeping us here. So, if we find ways that we can kind of keep ourselves in check. I know some of you have some... Oh, pardon me. That was incredibly rude. Shh, Ani, it's okay, girl. Thank you. Sorry, that was just my, no, Carrie. But I know that a lot of you actually have some ways that you have been coping with COVID and stress and everything like that. And I'm impressed. It's okay, girl. That just happens every day. It's weird that you barked today. Hey, you barking at me. See, that's de-stressing. Not distressing, but de-stressing. And it's good. Hey, have a seat. Good girl. Good lie down. So, but, people watch television shows. People look things up online. You can exercise, of course. But, there's lots of different ways that people deal with stress. Now, obviously, Ani, she's been trapped, so I take her for walks as much as I can. Today's raining, so she doesn't want to go anywhere. So maybe that's why she barked today at the mail carrier. I don't know. But let me read through this, and then we'll go over some different strategies that hopefully might be able to help a little bit during this time. So it says, living through the COVID-19 pandemic has brought with it multiple unforeseen changes. The possibility of getting infected and becoming ill, isolation from family, friends, coworkers, and people we support, working remotely, disruption to our lives, and this is for all of us. It might seem catered towards staff, but this is for all of us. We have learned to take some simple steps to protect ourselves and others from contracting COVID-19 by minding the 3 W's. And what are the 3 W's? Number 1, wear a face covering. Of course, this is very important. Cover your nose too, please. Not just your mouth. Though coughing is kind of what does it, but the particles in your nose, that's why they go up through your nose. You drip, if you go to the store, say you have a bit of a runny nose, say you're asymptomatic, little bits of stuff drip, you go to wipe your nose, you wipe it into your hand, and then you touch a cart. Then you go and touch groceries, maybe you put something back. Well, then you're getting COVID all over the place. So what we want to do is make sure we have a face covering and that we're wearing it properly, which is over the entire face. So you want to cover this entire area. So that's the first W, wear a face covering. Watch our distance. So of course it's about 6 feet is what you want to stay apart from people. Being outside, I kind of, and you'll see in a video later, I kind of walk by people, but if you're outside, you kind of get by them a little bit faster. When you're at the store, I understand sometimes people will just come up to you and you're like, this is not 6 feet. But it's just kind of, the onus is on us to be like, all right, this person's going to sidle me. They're going to be right next to me. So I'm just going to kind of wait. I'm going to go back 6 feet and I'll just wait them out. I'll wait till they're done getting what they're getting, let them move on, and then I'll move ahead and go ahead and pick out what I want to pick out. So that's number 2 is watch our distance, and number 3 is wash our hands. Remember, you want to do this for at least about 60 seconds. Remember, Spring had a good thing to do is to do the ABCs, but not the ABCs the way, sometimes you want to do it because you're in a hurry. So it's not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. It's not like that. Like, okay, that was not even 5 seconds. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on and so forth, all the way down to Z. And be washing your hands during that time. Places on your hand here in the palm. A lot of germs stay there. A lot of people don't get that. Ways to get underneath your nails. A nurse friend of mine showed me once that if you go like this as you're washing your hands, and once they're soapy, you scratch. And you just kind of scratch your palms, then get it, and then that'll actually get things from underneath your nails. So those are the 3 W's. You want to wear a mask, watch your distance, and wash your hands, and that will keep us safe. And in a way that's kind of decent, it helps you not stress. Because if you're doing it, then you're keeping yourself and your family safe. So you do it for you. We're not there to judge the whole world. We're there to protect ourselves and do our part. People really need to be doing it. So, point it out to a security guard. If you see somebody who's not wearing a mask on purpose, please let somebody know in the store. And yet, we all realize that there's a risk to each of us and our communities while people continue to become infected. An unfortunate and understandable consequence of living with a continual risk is developing the feelings of anxiety, depression, and stress. Not only do these take an emotional toll on many of us, but we also know they take a physical toll and the longer they are experienced. And this has been a prolonged experience for sure. It's been many, many months. I don't think anybody, the doctors knew it was going to take this long. I just think a lot of people were like, nah, it's going to be fine. And a lot of people really do still think it's fine, and it's not. The case counts are getting worse, and with the holidays, we need to be extra diligent. We recognize that the last 7+ months have been challenging and uncommonly stressful, affecting us both professionally and personally. This is why several resources have been compiled to assist any one of us who may be struggling at this moment with feeling overwhelmed. These resources are located on the agency's Google Drive. So there's a stress relief resources guide, which I printed out part of it here, which seems to apply mostly to us. And staff have access that we can log in and get this information. If you want more information, please let me know, and I can disseminate the information. I can get it out to you, and you can look it over for yourself. Included are handouts from a variety of organizations, links to websites, to online courses, and to meditation apps, and a flyer describing the agency's free employee assistance program. I did learn an interesting meditation technique that I've been practicing. Maybe I'll show that to you maybe some other time. But it does kind of help. It's very slow and methodical. And then, once you have it down, you'll really start to realize how easy just taking slow steps and things like that can really help center your mind. And doing simple things where you're just focusing on something simple will take your mind off of other things. So if you're ever at a high level of stress, meditation can be a very good thing. Additional agencies suggestions we would like staff to consider are staff support groups, a monthly social calendar. Maybe this could help with us as well. That would bring people together to share experiences, get some advice and support, and have some fun. Now, this is partially for staff, but these are things that we can do as well as a group. If you ever want to have a Zoom meeting where we just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives, if that's something you all want to do, please message me privately. You don't need to do it on the group chat. And then what I'll do is I'll bring it up on the group chat, the ideas that you all come up with, and talk to me privately about it. I just don't want anybody shooting down anybody's ideas when we're trying to de-stress. So. And the point is we do need to learn to have some fun and figure out what is fun when you're at home. I mean, how do we have fun? If anyone would be interested, okay. Sorry, that's something else. So I strongly encourage any staff member, any of us experiencing stress due to current circumstances, to please reach out. You always have resources to reach out. I'll show you some other places. To any type of support found in the collection of resources, to a coworker, to anyone. So, for you, for staff, Kevin, reach out to any of us, to your case managers, to your ILS workers. Please feel free to reach out, because your emotional health is vitally important in overcoming this current challenge. And a lot of people don't believe that anxiety really exists, that it's really a thing that people deal with, but people do get very anxious. And if you're feeling this way, it's important to recognize it and contact somebody and let people know how you're feeling. Okay, so stress. Stress is the result, what you may be experiencing. So stress is the result of pressures or tensions and how our body responds. Stress can cause feelings of unease, anxiety, frustration, nervousness, fearfulness, or helplessness. When stressed, you may notice changes in your sleep, appetite, or energy level. Feeling stressed is normal, especially during a crisis. So what you're feeling is not abnormal if you're feeling this. You may experience stress for a variety of reasons during this time, such as increased caregiving responsibilities, financial challenges, or health concerns. I've definitely experienced some of those during this time. I definitely have. Stress can be overwhelming and affect your mental and physical health. So, it is important to reach out and make sure that you're letting people know, especially those closest to you, how you're doing and what ways that they can help you. So what are some of the things that you can do? So here are just a few things. There's only 6 things that we're going to go over. And then when I'm done for the second part of the day, I made 2 different videos of things that I've done that have, well, it's really 3 if you think about it, but that I've done that really help me de-stress and not feel so stressed in this situation. And that'll be the second part of the class today, is those videos on just 2 simple things that you can do or that I've done, but also please let us know too if there's anything that you've been doing that have really been helping during this time. So number 1, what you can do, take 5. Take a deep breath through the nose, out through the mouth. Even 5 minutes to take care of yourself can help. Number 2, take a walk, stretch, or attend a virtual exercise class. While doing an activity you enjoy, focus on the here and now. So don't start thinking about all the things you need to do. Don't start thinking about, once you're actually engaged in an activity, really be engaged and stay here and stay now. Not there and when or was. Number 3, maintain connections with others. Call, video chat, reach out to friends and family. This is what's important about me staying in classes that we do remotely, things like that. We stay contacted with people this way, and WhatsApp is helping. The classes that we do help, and calling your friends is very important as well. Number 4, create a daily routine that includes rest, exercise, and regular meals. So I have been eating kind of irregularly, so I'm back on a schedule of 3 squares a day and trying to snack a lot less, but that's kind of the way it's been going. So I'm back onto a good regular schedule, which I do implore to all of you to try to keep that. Number 5, seek support from friends, family, and trusted organizations. Talk about your feelings with others. If they're your friend, they'll definitely listen. Consider creating a plan together with family and friends for how you may help one another or share responsibilities in the house. If you're feeling overwhelmed with work at the house, talk to people in your household and see if you can maybe come up with a schedule that fits everybody's needs. Reach out to clergy or others in your faith community. So if you are somebody of faith, or even if you're not, but you feel like you really need guidance from somewhere, and maybe this is the time that you do want to reach out to somebody in your religious or faith community and find answers any way you can. There's also books on other things that you can read and kind of just get ideas that way as well. But if you do have that, it is important to reach out to them. And lastly, number 6, seek help from a professional if your stress becomes overwhelming or feels unmanageable. So stay in contact with your doctor. I know a lot of clinics are closed, but you can email them. You can talk to them on the phone, request a phone appointment. I've done that, not specifically for this, but you can call them and they are there to help. That is their job. And there are mental health services. There's Mental Health America, and there's a lot of different places you can go to. Here's this. There's some numbers, so you can pause this, write down the numbers. I don't know how well you can see this, but if you want a copy of this, I'll do my best to get it out to you. It's hard to send out just the one thing, but again, there's all sorts of resources. There's LGBTQ, there's substance abuse. A lot of people are abusing alcohol and drugs during this time, and maybe you know somebody who is, or if you're doing that yourself and you need help with it, please reach out to somebody. There's domestic violence, there's been assaults, there's all sorts. There's grief, from people that have died during this pandemic. So again, but we need to find things that help you to make sure that you stay okay. Like I said, for the second part of the class, I'm going to show you 2 different videos of things that I've done to de-stress, to kind of keep myself centered and happy. And I wish that for all of you, is to be happy and healthy. And let's really get through a holiday season that's going to be different than any other, but let's make it unique, because that's what it is, and try to make it more fun than scary or difficult. Anyway, I miss all of you, and yeah, I hope to see you very soon, and stay safe. Remember the 3 W's: wear a mask, watch your distance, wash your hands. All right, there's my clean hand. All right, bye everybody.